then it will be a function of who controls the AI chip. The factories that make the AI chips, who controls them? The world would be cut off from advanced AI chips. I think it's essential for national security, and we're not doing enough.
ICP's ability to pool existing compute resources worldwide reduces reliance on chip factories.
More and more global investors are asking us about the role of crypto.
Well, this is the future that's being built before our very eyes. This is from the head of the Open Tensor Foundation, which essentially created BitTensor. The truth is, I can't mine anymore. Okay, so two of the richest and most powerful people on the planet gave us a glimpse into what the future is going to look like. If you want to make life-changing returns as an early-stage investor in revolutionary technology, the way to do it is to see the future. If you could see how big e-commerce would be, or how big search would be, or how big Tesla would be, or how big Bitcoin would be in the future, you could buy these assets when they're dirt cheap early on. So first, let's look at what Elon Musk just said about what the future of AI holds and what it means for investors.
How likely is America to win the race for AI vis-a-vis China or anyone else?
For the next few years, I think America is likely to win. Then it will be a function of who controls the AI chip fabrication. The factories that make the AI chips, who controls them? If more of them are controlled by China, then China will win.
More of the factories that are making the AI chips. You think that will determine it?
Yes.
And how are we doing versus China on that front?
Well, right now, almost all the advanced AI chip factories, they call them fabs, are in Taiwan.
And what if China invades
69
Taiwan?
miles away from.
Yeah. What happens if China, if China invades Taiwan? What happens to the world?
Well, if they were to invade in the near term, the world would be cut off from advanced AI chips. Currently, 100% of advanced AI chips are made in Taiwan.
How fast can we put that online in America, and how important is that for national security?
I think it's essential for national security, and we're not doing enough.
Essentially, he's saying it's a matter of national security to control as much AI chip manufacturing as possible. So apart from owning shares in the semiconductor stocks that create these chips, like Taiwan Semiconductor, like NVIDIA, we're the early stage investor channel. So we try to find the assets that can 100x, do what Amazon did, do up 600x over time, provide life-changing returns, not necessarily just a 5x. We want that 600 plus x, right? So what's an early stage asset that could potentially capitalize on this massive boom? Elon Musk, again, one of the smartest people on the planet, is giving us a glimpse into the future he sees, right? Massive demand for AI chip manufacturing. That's where the money's going to go in this space. So to answer this, let's see what Elon Musk's AI model, Grok, says about how ICP, the world computer, is set to take advantage of this growing megatrend. Again, we're trying to make life-changing returns. Can ICP provide life-changing returns in the future that Elon Musk is painting? Well, ICP is a blockchain-based world computer that decentralizes computation by running apps and AI models across a global network of nodes, offering a scalable, secure alternative to traditional cloud systems. So how will ICP provide exponential growth in this future? Well, it's going to leverage global hardware. ICP's ability to pool existing compute resources worldwide reduces reliance on chip factories, enabling rapid scaling as AI demand surges. So we're pooling compute resources worldwide, solving the biggest problem that Elon Musk is saying that we're going to face in the future, which is access to chip factories. We're pooling decentralized compute around the world using the world computer ICP. Breakthrough canister tech, smart contracts, canisters, run AI efficiently on chain, capitalizing on the shift to inference and edge AI, outpacing centralized systems. ICP resists supply shocks, decentralized nodes, dodge chip shortages, or geopolitical disruptions such as Taiwan risk, ensuring uninterrupted growth in a volatile race. Cost-effective scale, no need for massive fab investments. ICP grows by onboarding existing hardware, attracting nations and developers seeking affordable AI power. Sovereignty boost, it's tamper-proof. Serverless design lets countries build sovereign AI infrastructure driving adoption in a race for self-reliance. And then last but not least, ICP brings massive adoption potential as chip access becomes a bottleneck. ICP's open, decentralized model could explode in use, redefining compute supremacy beyond factory counts. To decentralized compute is the answer, in theory, to the biggest bottleneck in the race for AI dominance. That makes ICP, the world computer, potentially the answer, which means that it could potentially provide life-changing returns, right? Not financial advice, but that's where we're headed, according to Elon Musk and according to Elon Musk's AI. Here's an update from another extremely rich and powerful person, Larry Fink, who runs Blackrock, which manages trillions of dollars of wealth around the world. Well, for context, here's where Larry Fink stands on the power of blockchain technology.
More and more global investors are asking us about the role of crypto. And as I said, I do believe a lot of crypto is an international asset. It has a differentiating value versus other asset classes, but more importantly, because it's so international, it's going to transcend any one currency. An international crypto product can really transcend that. And that's why we believe there's great opportunities, and that's why we're seeing more and more interest. And that interest is broad-based worldwide.
So in April 1, 2025, this is from Fortune. Larry Fink says Bitcoin could replace the dollar as the world's reserve currency because of national debt, right? So he's saying crypto can transcend national currencies and become absolutely massive, right? Not just Bitcoin, crypto, decentralized world computers, decentralized blockchain industries that enable the tokenization of quadrillions of dollars of value. So in a letter to BlackRock shareholders released at the end of March 2025, and which can be found at blackrock.com, this is what Larry Fink said about the future. Again, we want to look into the future. We want to see the future. That is how we make life-changing returns, by investing in undiscovered revolutionary technology as dirt cheap as humanly possible. Well, this is from Larry Fink's letter. What exactly is tokenization? It's turning real-world assets, stock, bonds, real estate, into digital tokens tradable online. So we're talking trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars worth of assets being tokenized on top of blockchains, making those blockchains and the infrastructure enabling that extremely valuable. Each token certifies your ownership of a specific asset, much like a digital deed. Unlike traditional paper certificates, these tokens live securely on a blockchain, enabling instant buying, selling, and transferring without cumbersome paperwork or waiting periods. Every stock, bond, every fund, every asset can be tokenized. It's a lot of assets, a lot of value. Moving on chain. One day, I expect tokenized funds will become as familiar to investors as ETFs, provided we crack one critical problem: identity verification. The takeaway is clear. If we're serious about building an efficient and accessible financial system, championing tokenization alone won't suffice. We must solve digital verification too, right? So he's massively bullish on the future of tokenization and digital identity verification. So which assets are poised to take advantage of this? Again, we're trying to make those Amazon-like returns, 600x over time. Now, financial advice, we're just looking into the future and seeing which assets are going to capitalize on this and could potentially grow in adoption and revenue earned and provide those life-changing returns. So he's saying digital ID and tokenization. Well, trillions of dollars of value is going to be moving onto these blockchains. I covered in last week's video how ICP is the 6th highest revenue-generating layer 1 blockchain on the planet. So in terms of revenue being generated from the tokenizations of quadrillions of dollars of value and wealth moving on chain, ICP is currently in the top 6 of blockchains to capitalize on value moving on chain. What about digital ID? Well, the United Nations and ICP launched digital credentials pilot in Cambodia. Digital credentials is digital ID. So that's ICP. Obviously looks set to take advantage of the massive boom in blockchain technology. What about CHAINLINK? Well, CHAINLINK, as we covered in last week's video, has already tokenized over $20+ trillion of value. That was March 24, 2025. Where are we currently? We're at $20.1 trillion worth of value. So CHAINLINK infrastructure is so crucial that it's securing tens of trillions of dollars of value already. What happens in Larry Fink's future when hundreds of trillions of dollars move on chain? This number goes up. Massive for Chainlink. Look at what the richest, most powerful people on the planet are doing and what infrastructure they're using. Securitize announces $47 million strategic funding round led by Blackrock. We've covered on this channel how Securitize is partnering with Chainlink to make tokenization possible. And so if we look at asset tokenization by Securitize, what we see in yellow is BlackRock's BITTL fund on top of Ethereum, skyrocketing. Look at where we were March 25. Look at where we are now. It's done more than a double in a few days. Billions and billions and billions of dollars are moving on chain. That's what BlackRock's talking about. This is literally a glimpse into BlackRock's fund, their first tokenized asset fund, skyrocketing into the billions using Securitize, which has connections to Chainlink. Absolutely massive for this revolutionary early stage technology. So the whole point of what we're doing is to find assets that can just balloon like Amazon did. Well, look at Amazon's annual revenue. Right now, let's be real, blockchain is incredibly early. So Amazon back in 2008 was making $200 million of revenue a year. Fast forward a few years, 2014, 4.6 billion. Look at what they did in 2018, 26 billion. Look at where we were in 2022, 71 billion. That's exponential growth. At the end of the day, we need massive adoption. We need massive revenue being generated by these assets to get life-changing returns. What about Chainlink? Well, this is the future that's being built before our very eyes. We have one of the largest asset managers on the planet, UBS, again, managing well over $1 trillion of assets, connecting to the SWIFT network, which is connected to Chainlink, which is going to be paying Chainlink to tokenize tens of trillions of dollars of value, right? Chainlink is the glue that's going to hold the future financial system together. Talk about exponential growth in revenue going forward. The way it works is in order to use Chainlink services, you have to pay the Chainlink network. And Chainlink token holders who stake the Chainlink token earn that revenue. Decentralized technology. It's like owning a piece of Google search. Whenever anyone makes a search, you get paid. It's like owning a piece of the internet. Whenever anyone uses the internet, you get paid. That's what we're talking about. That's the revolution of blockchain technology. So Chainlink, ICP, well poised to take advantage of the future that Elon Musk and Larry Fink are talking about. What about TAO? I can't do one of these videos about talking about the big three assets, Chainlink, ICP, and TAO. We have Barry Silbert, a Bitcoin billionaire, the head of Grayscale, the head of the biggest Bitcoin mining group on the planet, Foundry, saying this, March 26, 2025, the BitTensor TAO ecosystem is exploding. How do you make life-changing returns? You get assets that are being adopted at an exponential clip. What is BitTensor? It's similar to Bitcoin in that it pays miners for work, but instead of paying miners to solve a math problem that secures the network, it doesn't actually create work that society can use, except for securing the Bitcoin network. BitTensor pays subnets to solve very powerful problems that society needs, right? So it's decentralized intelligence. So if I wanted to start a subnet on BitTensor that is solely focused on finding the cure for terrible diseases, and I actually succeed at doing that, then I'm going to earn a lot of TAO. I'm also going to become extremely valuable and help society, right? So the amount of subnets growing on TAO is growing exponentially. We're now over 83 subnets. And so at the end of the day, Barry Silbert's saying the ecosystem is exploding. What is the value of the ecosystem? Look at the value of BitTensor subnets. As of March 28, it was $160 million. Look at the value of these subnets now. This is as of April 1, 2025. Total market cap, $200 million. So capital is flooding into these subnets because the world's realizing how valuable the technology these subnets are creating. And so this post blew my mind. This is from the head of the Open Tensor Foundation, which essentially created BitTensor. The truth is, I can't mine anymore. I've been solidly outcompeted in BitTensor about 10 times over. And that's a testament to the power of pure permissionless markets, not my incompetence. The beauty, when you mine TAO and get outcompeted, it just means smarter people pick up your pickaxe and start digging for you. So the creator of TAO is no longer smart enough to compete with the smartest institutions and organizations on the planet for TAO. That's what happens when you incentivize in a free market the smartest people on the planet to solve world-changing technology. You get insane competition, which means you get insane technology. So that's what he's saying. It's decentralized, exponential AI growth. That is absolutely massive. And so this is the nature of the revolutionary technology we're talking about. Obviously, prices are down. Who cares? Prices of Amazon have been down 90%. We know that doesn't matter at all. What matters is the long-term fundamentals of this breakthrough technology and how it's going to capitalize on the future that the most powerful people on the planet are literally telling you is on its way.